I thought you might want to look at some pictures in a book with me. This is one of the books Sherm has, The American Heritage History of the 20s and 30s. I like looking at older things, seeing how it was back then. Here's some people in rowboats. It doesn't say what they're doing. Let's get to something. There's a lot of pictures in it. The eyes and ears of the world. Look at this. Famine plagued Russia, and the American Relief Administration sent food to hungry peasants. Ain't that sad? All those people right there not having any food. That's sad. Look at that poor woman up there having to beg. Let's see. There should be something here about her. A starving peasant. Not a peasant. A starving Serbian peasant, right, begs in the streets of Belgrade in December 1918. She's from 1918. A shattered storefront in Berlin above after an outbreak of food riots. See, people's got guns there. Must be their police. Look at this. People stealing potatoes. Germans hurry aboard a train after raiding the fields for potatoes in 1923. This is just pictures of... This is Hungary. A short-lived communist regime was established under Bela Kun. I've seen some things in here, and it was awful. It seemed like the 1920s and 30s was a really, really rough time. I'm trying to find smoke. The Lord is my shepherd. Look, the way it was. This is what it was like back then. See the milk truck? Actually delivering glass bottles of milk. Look over here. Look at the refrigerators. And that big block of ice. You had to have ice like that back then. And get it out and chip it. See how convenient things are for us now? It's really different, isn't it? Look at the bathroom. And the kitchen. I'd be so afraid to use those stoves. Having to put wood in it and light fires and stuff. I've never done nothing like that. Here's people in the bar. I read about this. The poster opposite, blah, 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 blah. Let's see, the poster opposite appeared in Why Prohibition, a 1918 book. Here's the poster. A 1918 book dedicated to the valiant fighters who need ammunition to batter down the bulwarks of booze. They won. Below, a final drink before the booze right goes down the sewer. No more saloons, I guess. And there they are. It's pretty nice looking though, isn't it? Look at that cash register. Looks so clean, and I've never been in a bar. These people are on strike. Chicago steelworkers walk off the job at the beginning of a nationwide strike organized by American Federation of Labor in September 1919. By January, the union strike was broken. Look at this. I'll read it. The Boston police strike of 1919 left citizens at the mercy of rioters and looters and made an overnight hero of Massachusetts Governor Calvin Coolidge, who would broke no right in strike against the public safety by anybody, anywhere, anytime. Above, stout-hearted merchants prepared to defend their enterprises against anyone foolish enough to attempt foul play. Protecting their own stores. Okay. Let's just look at some more pictures. Oh my God. This is one. The Klan. I did not know this was still going on in the 20s and 30s. They claim to be white Christians or whatever, but why are they burning a cross? I've never understood that. This is people joining the KKK. They're getting whatever into it. All these people are joining them. They're scary in them outfits. And over here, I don't even know if I should show this, but I guess it went on back then. And I can't believe it was still going on in the 20s and 30s. And come to find out, right down the road from where we lived, in a little small town, there was a man who was in the KKK, and he was the leader of it. And he always had meetings at his house and stuff, and I did not know that. You'd be shocked. It shows in this book where they, you see. I don't know what that sign says on that poor man. Yeah. Can you believe that was still happening back then? Did you know it? I had no idea. It just makes me sick. Look at those cars. Look at the roads. Be really rough, wouldn't they? See the women's bathing suits? I seen one picture where the lifeguard or whoever had a ruler out there measuring to make sure they were an appropriate length. I guess this was Gandhi when he was released from jail. It said. That's supposed to be Hitler when he was in prison. It says Hitler, jailed in an attempted Nazi coup, relaxes in prison in 1924, where he wrote Mein Kampf. 3 years later, he commands a Nazi army. What's the purpose of them holding their arms out like that, though? I know that was their sign to him, but I don't understand why. I just don't understand a lot of things, I guess. And I can't believe that was so recent, too. When I'm thinking of that going on, the Nazis and stuff, I'm thinking of years and years and years ago, but the 20s and 30s. I mean, our grandparents were born then. Our great-grandparents were there. I don't know. I just can't believe people went through this stuff, but I know if somebody made a book about our generation, they wouldn't believe it either with all the shootings and everything. The school shootings and church shootings and all the crazy stuff that's happened in our generation. The gangs. You see people shot here. And there's, here you can read that. Al Capone. Gang wars. Sports. golf. Talking about Babe Ruth. Oh, the silver screen must be. It's the silent screen. You wasn't able to hear it back then. Look at NBC. CNBC. This is how they had to do the news back then. Ain't that something? And there's one, I think, of CBS doing it as well. Somewhere. Here's what the barbershop looked like. Here's some more bathing suits. I actually think they're cute. Here's some jazz. I don't really like this term, the Bible thumpers, because I've been called that. They talk about, see that guy? How he had, the ones that have great big churches and just have, a lot of money and do a lot of baptism. Like, they're talking about the people wanting to do it for the money. And then you have the old school pastors and churches. I would prefer this myself. And then she was one like him they were complaining about. I read some of this the other day. What in the world is that? Immigrants. Using immigrants for amusement in the Bohemian colony. That's not right. That's sick. Sex and sensation. Let's just go past that. Oh, wait, look at this. This woman murdered somebody, and those are her kids. Well, they said her sons and her murdered him. And they brought her to court in her bed. They made her come to court. See that? But they got off. They didn't get convicted. Sherm's got a lot of books. He's got a book on Jackson that I might show sometime. It's really nice. Faces of the 20s. I don't want to look at the pictures like this. We want to look at the real pictures. This video is getting long. I don't know how long it'll last, so if it cuts off, I apologize. The face of hunger. Look at this. Look at this, and I'll read it. Home relief station above this shows the way of private charity and the humiliating interrogation imposed upon relief applicants. Since there was no federal relief program, local organizations depended on posters like that of Roland Kirby Wright to prick the consciences of the more fortunate. This poster shows a rich man giving the poor people money, I believe. That's what I was trying to do. Look at the little houses that they were living in. See the big city back there? And some of them had tents even. They were staying in. And imagine being in that in the winter time. And that is so sad. People all lined up. The bread lines. I love the old coveralls. Coffee and hamburger sandwich. Mush and milk, 5 cents. See, we think it's really cheap, but that would have been a lot of money back then. Look at this guy up there. No, I would fall off. I get sick looking at it. Look at these cars. I will let you guys go. I will come back with another book later on. Bye.